welcome back to our channel, Thrifty Day. Today I'm going to be doing a DIY page. I'm going to kind of show you a few different things. A lot of times I will include these adorable little flashcards as ephemera in your Magic Memory books. So what I'd like to do is show you how I would use one in a DIY, or to give you some inspiration to work on your own scrapbook, junk journal, or magic memory book. So it's going to kind of show how I'm going to use a flashcard, and I also tend to include little pieces of scrap paper, so I'm going to show you a little bit how I'm going to use it on this page. And many times you'll get book pages or ephemera just taped in your book for you to use, so I'm also going to use that. So really what I'm going to try to do is show you how I would use elements that I include in your books in a page of my own. So what you will need is, if you wanted to do a similar page, but you don't really need it, but what I'm going to use is a page from a book that I have cut out into a square, a piece of scrapbook paper. I'm only going to use one flashcard, so I'll just pick the droids because they are my favorite. I have some pictures from a night we went to the drive-in to see Empire Strikes Back, and it was so much fun. And then these were just some of the things that they gave you because it was contactless. So this was some instructions they gave. This was the date we went. They put this on your windshield, and a little VIP reserve parking. I didn't realize we were VIP, but I guess we were VIP. So I saved all of that. It was all on the windshield. And I know it's harder and harder to save things because you really don't get things. So I was excited when they put these on our windshield. I'm also going to use several different pieces of washi tape. I'm going to use some Mod Podge and a sponge brush. And I'm going to cut this envelope and use it as a pocket. And I also have some little gold and black stickers I thought looked kind of Star Wars-y. So that's about it. I'm also going to use hot glue to adhere the flashcard to the page. So I have that plugged in. It would be hard to show you, but you know what a hot glue gun is. And I'm also going to be using double stick tape because that is my favorite medium to use. And of course scissors, because nothing ever fits right, so you got to make it fit. Okay. So let's get started. I know a lot of times people have also asked me how I store things because junk journaling is kind of a messy business if you're saving everything. I have a few of these different folders. They're like accordion style folders, and I'll just open one up and kind of give you a quick showdown in here. I save pretty much everything. I have a whole pocket that is just things I might use as an extra page or a flap, something that's special. We love Topo Chico in this house. We go through it like crazy. This was a good like cardstock material. This was a tea we drink. So I thought that would be cute to use as washi tape and as a page. This came on a bag that was given to me as a gift. This was in the mail. Figured I could use that. These were also from the drive-in. So you could actually use these and put pictures on and create a page. Popcorn. I really just save a lot of things. So if I keep it organized in an accordion album, it's easier to say, oh look, I could use this on this page, I could use this on this page. See, these are different scraps that you can't throw these scraps away. They're like so colorful and vibrant, and I definitely know I'll be able to use these in upcoming DIYs, and I just don't want to waste anything. The beauty of junk journaling is you're actually saving things and turning them into memories. So I really do try not to get rid of anything, but I also don't want it to completely overrun my life with junk, because I do work in a very small space. I don't have a big space to work in. So this is a whole different pocket with just little things. But look at the packaging to that gum was just so cute. This actually came in something that my daughter ordered. I thought it was cute. There's more of that tea. So yeah, I just feel like it's some art that I definitely want to include. So I try to keep it all organized in accordion files. I have a sticker, 1, 2. So this has been very helpful because as you grow out of one, you can start another, and they don't take up that much space. So I'll try to show them more on Instagram so you can see what I'm doing. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and start this page. I'm only going to need one page because as you're going to see, these are going to turn into additional pages as well. So don't really pay attention to the cute little golden book images over here. I'm really going to be focusing on this one page over here in my book. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of create what I perceive as like the base of my page. I'm going to trim that little bit off there because I don't know, that little white stripe will catch my eye otherwise. And I don't want it to because the page is black. I probably wouldn't do that if it was a brown page, but because it's a dark background, I feel like it catches my eye a little bit. Let me grab a couple other things. I just want to make sure that edge is straight because otherwise it'll drive my eye nuts. So now that it is, I'm going to go ahead and just put it right on down onto the background. I'm going to use double stick tape. Y'all know I love double stick tape. I just really feel like it is the best medium for layering because it doesn't add bulk, but it adheres permanently. And I tell you, I put these books through a lot. They go with me places. My kids are constantly looking at them, which is exactly what I love because that's why I make junk journals and memory books so that my kids will have something to look at and love. But I really, really love that my children love to look at them as much as I love making them. So yeah, lots of little hands on these, little hands and not so little hands all the time. Since this was a Star Wars page and it was Empire Strikes Back, I happened to have a book that had a great image from the Empire Strikes Back in it, so that is the base. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be using washi tape to create a pocket over here. So what I'm going to do is actually just cut this envelope because it's obviously way too long. So let me just cut it in half. I'll be right back. I totally just eyeballed it. I'm not super interested in making sure it's perfect, so that'll be a nice little pocket. And I'm also going to make a little easy access insert here. I'm going to use my hole punch. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably trim these photos down and stick them right in there. But first we need to put it in here. I want to decorate it though, because you know me, the more layers the better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this star scrapbook paper, and what I'm just going to use some Mod Podge, and I'm going to just kind of put it on there in a very haphazard way. I don't really want it to look perfect, so I'm just going to go ahead and rip it. I'm going to save that piece. It's almost exactly the right size. Look at that. Yeah, so I didn't even realize that. What luck. So I'm just going to trim it a tiny bit more. I might trim the top. Should I? What do you think? No, I actually like it just like this. So I'm going to get my sponge brush and a little bit of this Mod Podge. I use matte because I don't want everything to be sparkly and glossy all the time. I like things to look handmade. I don't like them to look super perfect. I always tell you that. If you want perfect, go to Michael's and buy it in already made. But that's not what Magic Memory books are about. Magic Memory books are about looking handmade by you and very one of a kind. So now you just kind of measure it to fit. And if it doesn't look perfect, that's okay too. Doesn't have to. I'm just going to make sure that gets on there well. Mod Podge is very forgiving. If you get it on something, you just use a little washcloth and it'll come right off. So don't worry if it gets on your hands, that is okay. I usually keep a wet washcloth handy. I forgot today, so I'm just going to have sticky hands. That's all right. There. So we've made a little envelope. And then once I have it adhered into the book with washi tape, I'm going to add some letters on there. So there, that's a perfect little pocket for your photos. So that was simple. So now that that is done, let's set it aside to dry a little bit. It doesn't need a lot of time because Mod Podge dries very, very quickly. So let's create some pockets and some fold out pages now that we are moving on. I'm going to start with the biggest one. So all you need to do is pick some washi tape. I'm going to start with a thick one. This beautiful ruler one was recently sent to me because they knew it was my favorite. I feel so like touched that they would remember and listen to my YouTubes and know that I was running out, and they must have found it at their Michael's and sent it to me. It was like the most thoughtful gift. So what we're going to do is oops, sorry about that. We're going to, I hope you can see, put it on just about halfway. Make sure it's straight. Doesn't need to be like perfectly straight, I guess. Oh wow, that was really crooked though. Sometimes it's hard to do on camera. So mine comes out a little cockeyed, a little weird, but that's okay. I'm actually going to trim this edge though, because you don't want extra on the edge. So there, take that off. So now what I'm going to do, the page I have the book page on, I'm going to lay this right where I want it to be. I hope you can see that. And then I'm just going to fold it over. I'm going to get my little guy here. Press it on, make sure it's on there. Oh look, it's electrical parade on the back. How cute is that? And I definitely won't put anything over that because that is so cute. So we have our first little fold out. Drive in, fold out. Now I do want to put some on the other side because I want to make sure this stays secure. So I'm going to pick this real pretty orange. I can never find the end. I'm the worst at washi tape. You just want to make sure because these pockets are going to be flipped open many, many times. So you want to make sure that it's on there pretty securely. Wow, this does not want to go on. Here. So let me find my little tool. I just make sure it's on there very, very well. It doesn't need to look perfect. Sometimes I cut my washi tape and sometimes I just rip it. Today, I guess I'm just ripping. So here we go. Can you see that? Let me move some stuff over. And we are not done. That's only flip out number one. I'm going to move a couple things. Sorry, my big arm in the frame. Okay, I just have to move some stuff over. I told you I have a very small space to work in, and so I got to make it all work for me. Okay, so that is flip out number one. The next thing we're going to do is add the VIP as another flip out of the pages. So what I'm going to do is move my book over even more and show you how to do that. I need to trim this down because as you can see, the little VIP tab is bigger than the blue one. So let me just see. I'm going to measure it really quickly so I know right about what I'm cutting. It looks like it's just about an inch. So let me cut an inch off. I'll be right back. Just want to make sure I have enough space for everything. Okay. Yep, that's perfect. I cut about an inch off and that seems to be perfect. So let me get some washi tape. I think I'm going to use this really pretty orange one. And you're going to start on either side. It doesn't really matter. Let me see here. Is that about right? That's about right. I tell you guys, I just eyeball everything. And you're going to do the exact same thing that you did with the first fold out and put it right on top. And so now I'm going to put it right on the edge. I'm going to make sure they're lined up and I'm just going to flip it over. So let me see, get my little tool, make sure it's on there pretty well. Like I said, you're going to have a lot of people wanting to open and close these, so you got to make sure they're on there pretty well because you don't want it coming off. I'm using oranges and yellows because I feel like that's very Star Wars-y. So now I'm going to go back to actually using this thicker one. Oh no, wait, that might cover too much. Let's pick a different one. Let's see here. I kind of actually am feeling this green one here because I feel like that would be just enough color, but not too much. And we're only going to use it if I could find the end. Okay, there it is. So like I said, let's eyeball that. Ooh, this one's really curly. When that happens, I know sometimes I'm in trouble. So I'm going to take that end off because it looked a little bit long. I'm just going to put this right on there, right in the middle. Get your little tool that I always forget the name of, comment below, because clearly I have no kind of memory. And there, we're perfect. I don't know if you could see. So simple. So now what we've done is we've really opened up 1/2 page and made it so much bigger. Because now what you can do on these pages is add pictures, a picture, another picture. You can add some paper and journal. You can do so many things now that you've really opened up this 1/2 page. So washi tape works wonders. So now that we have that all together, I think I am going to add a photo here because I think I can. We were excited because we made it onto the big screen, so maybe I'll add this one. Let me just trim it real quick. I will be back in a moment. Let's see if this one fits. We might need to trim it a little bit more. I kind of wanted to keep the cute little palm trees and stuff, but that's fine. We'll trim it up a little bit. Want to make sure it fits. It's not like we can't print these pictures out again, I guess. Okay, see, that's perfect. So now all I'm going to do is add double stick tape, and that picture will be in there, and we'll be ready to move on to the next one. The next thing I'm going to do is I will be using my hot glue gun. I've had it warming. It's the first thing I do before I start crafting is I plug in my hot glue gun because I don't like waiting for it. It will be ready for me when I need it. And so we're going to go ahead and put this on there and move on to that. Okay, so see, we've added a picture there that may not have otherwise fit if I was only using 1/2 page. So this is where the flashcard will come into play. I am going to put it right underneath the photo because I don't want to cover the photo because Han Solo is, you know, perfection. So I am going to turn this into a pocket. I am going to glue 3 sides of it and put it where I want it, and I'm going to put the date tag right inside of it. So let me get my hot glue gun so I can show you. So I am going to glue the 3 sides that I am going to need to put onto the page. And this is the easiest little pocket DIY ever. This is why I include flashcards though, because I just think that they're so easy to craft with. You could use it for so many different things. You could use it as a background for a photo. You can use it as a pocket. You can use it as decoration. I love, love, love scrapbooking and junk journaling with flashcards. So there you go. Comes in and out. You could even put a picture in there, cut it down. But I thought it was fun to put the date in there so we know what date we went. So the other thing I need to do is I have perhaps one more picture I can incorporate, and I think what I'm going to do is put, do I want to put both the girls in it? I think I'll put both the girls in it. So I just need to cut this photo down because I think that would be a fun one to add. Let me just cut it down so you can see what I'm talking about. See, it's still a little bit too high, so let me find my scissors and cut it down. I don't really cut in a great straight line. Oh my gosh, look at me. Who knew? All of a sudden I have the skills to cut straight. I gotta tell you, it doesn't always happen that way. Thank goodness for digital cameras now and camera phones though, because I mess it up and it's no big deal. I could just print out another one. This was such a fun night. I don't know if y'all have done this drive-in thing. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. And the really neat part is it was totally contactless. You don't really have to come into contact with anyone. So it's very, very safe, which I like because I don't leave my house a lot because I don't want anyone to get COVID. Because I've known people affected by it and it is horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay, so here we have our flip out. We made our pocket. We are almost done with this page and I am already so in love with it. It's so fun. So what we need to do is bring back the pocket that we made, if I can find it. I must have put it somewhere to dry and now I can't find it. Here it is. So now I'm just going to add this adorable little pocket with washi tape again. So we've made one half page really turn into a big page. So I'm going to bring back this thick washi tape, which I am so grateful to have more of. I'm going to have to scour the internet to find more because it is just my favorite washi tape ever. If anybody knows of a fun place to get printed washi tape, leave it in the comments below because I want to find more, and it's actually kind of more difficult to find than you would think. As you can see, I'm just using that washi tape to create yet another flap in our book, another fold out. And since you already learned how to do it, I don't really need to walk you through it, but I'm gonna anyway. I'm gonna use this really pretty orange one again because I just love it. But yes, if anybody knows where to get some, knows where to get cute printed washi tape, please, please, please share your secret because I would love nothing more than to be able to find cute washi tape. Because I think Michael's is where I've gotten most of mine, and now I have them all, so it's like not quite as fun. My dog's barking outside. So there you go. How cute is that? So now what I need to do, oh my gosh, all my dogs are barking, sorry, is I am just going to add some letters. I'm going to spell out Star Wars. I'm just going to kind of put them on here very haphazard. Like I said, it does not need to be perfect. Star, where should I put it? Oh look, there's another R. Okay, star, and then we're gonna go to war. So, oh my goodness, my dogs are going nuts. I'm so sorry. I think all the dogs in the neighborhood are getting walked right now, so my dogs are like, ah, must bark at everyone, must bark at everyone. Okay, so here we go. We're just about done. The only thing I need to do now is trim down these photos to fit into our little pocket. So I'm gonna go trim those down, show you how they will fit into our book. And I am very excited about the outcome. Here they go, just stick them right in. Maybe I'll put Abby on the front. So there we go. So this is what we've done. We created a cute little pocket. We wrote Star Wars, we Mod Podge. You could put more things in there if you had tickets or other things. I used what they gave us at the drive-in and I created fold-outs. We put pictures on there. We were able to fit many more things. Keep having to move over. I used that flashcard to create a pocket. And I used a piece of a storybook as the background. So I hope you learned something, and I hope I didn't move too fast. I kind of started moving quickly because my dog started going nuts, but I hope you learned something. I hope you liked it. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment below. Questions about supplies, question about ordering, questions about technique. I'm happy to help, but leave them in the comments below. I'll see them here on YouTube first. And thank you so much for tuning in. Catch you on Instagram. Follow us at Thrifty Day. Bye.